Good evening and welcome to another Dune Awakening live stream. Today we're out in the deep desert and we'll do some, well, I'm actually gonna see whether we can actually do some spice mining, or it's not mining, gathering, whatever you want to call it. But we'll see whether or not we get any errors, because last week we tried to do this and yeah, let's just say a bug kind of affected our UI, which affected us not being able to farm any spice anywhere, either the deep desert or going back to Hagen Basin. So we'll have a go at trying to see whether we can do this for that. We'll also see if we can get some metal. We'll start off in the PvE areas and then we will venture out to the PvP depending on how things go and how much activity is around. Yeah, not expecting, like, I'm pretty much set up for losing stuff, so we're pretty empty. We've got all the basics of what we should need to stay out there for as long as we need to stay out there for, and we'll see what happens. Yesterday's stream didn't happen purely because I've been having a lot of crashes with this game recently. Yesterday the game just wasn't stable enough to be able to run the stream. It was crashing every 10 minutes or so, and sometimes even less than that. I have done a few things to try and revalidate the game, files and stuff, to see whether or not that helps. So far today, touch wood, I've not actually had any crashes yet, so it could be just maybe something they did to the server that was causing a conflict with my clients. However, I have really no idea. All I know is that the crashing hasn't happened today, and it was happening a lot yesterday, so there is a potential that there's some maybe problem with the server that they've now sorted out. It's really hard to tell. All I will say is Funcom generally, when it comes to online games, have a lot of issues with their games crashing. Like, I've never experienced it in any other game like I have with Funcom games. I suppose it's in the name of their game, isn't it? Funcom? Yes. Fun and games. Literally. So I was out earlier and did a little bit of a metal run just to see how active people are on the map at the moment, because over the last week or so I've been seeing a lot more and more people moaning about griefing. So I thought I'd go out and see whether or not I could see any griefing, or whether I got griefed. And in a little test run I did, I can't say I ran into anything particularly concerning, and if anything I couldn't really see anyone, so it could be just certain areas are more griefable than others, and yet the side we're on anyway is still pretty unpopulated with a lot of the big nodes, unless you go right out to the PvP, very far end of the PvP area, where there are some big nodes, but to be fair, there's still bigger nodes on the other side. So I genuinely think this side of the deep desert is just so much more quieter. Oh, we just went into PvP zone. I was like, have we gone that far out already? No. We are. So E should be around here. That should be our baseline of where we hit. I think I see. Last time I came down around here, I've seen a spice field not far from here. I think it's in this block. Maybe the one next to it. Actually, it's one next to it, I think. Yeah, so the one next to us might be somewhere if we go this way. we might see some spice, a small spice field. I didn't have anything with me last time to be able to try and gather the spice, so that's why this time I brought not just my stuff, my cutter array and stuff to get the metal, but I thought, let's see if we can get some spice today. And if we can get some in the PvE area, bonus, because that's obviously here we're safe from attack, so it means we can mine this stuff and hopefully not, well, yeah, we're not obviously going to get attacked by anything other than a worm. Ooh, and we have some spice. Let's see whether or not we can. Sting up at all. Oh yes, this time we can actually mine it, and it's not just disappearing. It's the first time you guys have actually seen me been able to mine this, because every time I've done this, I normally do it without not streaming. To be fair, I normally do this out in the PvP area as well, so this is kind of new for me as well. So what we're kind of doing is we are keeping an eye out on that worm bar. We also need to keep an eye out for the odd roaming worm. That's normally a beginning sign. They're actually changing the mechanics as well to the worm. At the moment, the worm, the actual animation for the worm coming, obviously it surfaces first before it starts attacking you. It is quite long, so they're actually shortening that in the next patch, I guess. Starting to annoy him. I'm moving it closer just because I've got a feeling the worm's coming in this very soon. You notice I also parked my helicopter on a ridge. That stops it from sliding down as much on the dune. See any metal to mine. I doubt there's going to be much here, like, to be fair. According to my map, there might be some, I call it spaghetti now. It's changing, so we're going to have to be must be right on the edge of PvP. Might be in PvP. areas, but I'd rather know when I want to go into the area. Thing is if I'm going to go into PvP, I'd rather go into an area that's rich in materials rather than somewhere like here, where you'll be lucky to get like 1 or 2 nodes, if that, and then you're risking that with PvP and griefing and stuff. It starts to become a bit kind of counterproductive. I think there isn't, like, I'm surprised if you see anything around here. That's basalt. We've got some aluminium there. I went further out. Because we've now got spice on us, I probably want to take the spice back just in case we do get griefed. It means we'll just go and at least take this back. Because if we do get killed, then we will drop the spice. So, as we've just mined it, and we haven't actually got that much, we've got like 500. I don't, like, even if I was to drop the medium spice refinery, that's not enough to even run it, although I do have about 200 actually. Ooh, there's a... That's interesting. We can go and get some potential for rare resources from this. Tell you what, this is like the one thing that I am a bit wary of, these, because they are usually quite awkward to get to from my previous attempt trying to do this. Is there no worm around? Let's have a look. See if we can... Things moving around. Successful. There are actually normally 3 boxes that you can go for. I know one's on top and one's usually on. There's one at each side normally, from what I understand. I only found out that there was one on top from watching someone else do these, but last time I tried it, I tried to do the ones on the side and. These aren't going to have as much in as they would have in when you go into the PvP areas. They'll have a lot more in those ones. That's the other one. It's good to get to it. Maybe there's just nothing in it. That's always possible. No, that other one seemed to be empty. It's either empty or it's just like I just wasn't hitting it at the right angle. But those ones are really hard to like open up. I like the fact that that was just a line as well, and it wasn't like anything complicated, like no weird shape to do. Because the longer you're obviously leaving your curtain array on, then they have extreme, I think, worm aggro. And if you did that in Haggard Basin, you'll have a worm on you in seconds. Out here, it's like more tolerable, but you still want to get it on and off as fast as possible. So just having a line, it's like trying like just get it on and off as fast as possible. Hope you don't aggro the worm, so you've got plenty of time to get the stuff as well as kind of open. Because once the worm comes, it was probably going to eat the ship, so it's kind of like you need to get it or open it and then literally get the stuff out of the ship, because I think once you aggro it, then that's it. The worm will just come and devour the ship, regardless to whether you get out of there. That was pretty successful. We've got some thermo-responsive ray amplifiers. Some improved things that they're used for the ornithopters. So when you build an ornithopter, you tend to need these. These are like the normal ones. We've got plenty of them back at the base. Complex machinery things. We didn't get them from here. I got them from somewhere else, I think. Or did I actually? Maybe I did get them from there. Because I think actually, yeah, I must have done, because I think I emptied them. I've got tons of those. What are these? Ship manifests. Never think ever got the ship manifest before. Hydraulics. Got some okay stuff. Plaster steel plate. It's always good. Sells well on the market, that stuff. Always wonder about selling stuff. We got some mechanical parts, some plaster steel, microfiber. Pretty sure, is that not the same as what we normally get? I think it is. We've got plenty of them anyway. Armour plating. Just normal armour plating though. You can get plaster armour plating as well. Which obviously that wasn't, but you can get that. And spice, which is... Oh, and we got less than I thought. So I still don't actually have enough to put that into production, because we need at least 700 if I was to build the medium one. But to be fair, I'm not going to bother. Like, I'm just going to wait till, like, so we'll get spice and we'll just keep building it up, so that when we get the large spice refinery, at that stage we'll then put it into production and get, because we'll get maximum efficiency then. It just doesn't make sense to do it before that. And obviously I'll be buying the spice melange so that I don't have to inefficiently get to that. We'll try and get to it more efficiently. I've got about 2 million, well 2.5, almost 3 million Solari worth of Solari stuff currently on the market waiting to sell. if over the weekend, so it seems to be like during the weekend more people put stuff on the market. So I'm hoping over today and tomorrow we should start seeing spice hit the market again, because the spice on the market has been dry since the last week. Now that could be because of the announcement with the changes that they're planning to make, because some of those have quite significant impact on availability on how a lot of this is working. So people might be holding back reserves until they know for sure how much it's going to affect them, and that might include the spice as well. So we'll just have to see whether or not the spice does come back on the market and at what price that comes back on the market. I'm not in a rush for having to buy it, so we can always play the long game if we need to. But obviously, if we get it faster, as I wanted to get it, because I thought by now I might have one spice melange. And to be fair, if I sell all my stuff that I have right now and the stuff comes back on the market, then we will have the funds needed to be able to buy all of the spice melange we need in order to be able to build this large spice refinery. The parts that we will still need to get is the metal, so that's kind of like why I'm slowly eating away at getting the stuff for the metal. And I did also explore whether or not to build the large refinery. The thing is, the large refinery is we could go ahead and build it, because we need up until we build the large spice refinery, and obviously we get all the materials back anyway, so we can always deconstruct it. But I was thinking maybe to build this one because I could be able to build it sooner, because obviously it only needs 200 spice melange, so we can build that a lot sooner. And all the other parts as well, we've got obviously the coal paste and the silicone blocks at the moment, that they show that we don't have enough. But I actually did a run to make sure that I got all of the sandflower required in order to be able to make it. And I just with the stuff that I have in this base, I can make 714. However, what you don't realise is I have one of those large safes half full with the actual flower sand, and that's because one of the changes they're making to the actual game is they're actually changing the mechanics of where flower sand can be. Now currently there is a place in Haga Basin where you can actually mine this actually worm free, so you can be there as long as you want, and it's impossible to aggro the worm, well, unless you go beyond a very certain point, but you would have to go right out pretty far before you'd start to aggro the worm, and obviously then you just come back in and then just do the rest. However, they're changing it so that flower sand won't have any place where the worm can't attack. So effectively they're moving those ones in Haga Basin as well, and no longer will you have a place where you can get flower sand easily without having to worry about a worm. Now obviously that's good in the long sense in some ways, because obviously that probably was just a short sight and they hadn't realised what they'd done when they placed one or two of the actual nodes in Haga Basin, and hadn't realised that certain areas a worm couldn't go to. However, obviously for every player now is aware of that, so everyone will probably be stocking up on flower sand, and obviously it makes sense to do that because you may as well do that now while it's super easy to get it, and then obviously then go through those reserves. So I've built up a load of reserves. I do need to go out and do another run so I fill up the full safe full of it, and then we'll effectively have a ton of flower sand that will probably mean it'll last us for a very long time, probably to a point where we just we'll never need to worry about having to get it anytime soon, depending how long we play the game. if assuming we walk away from the game at some point, generally I do walk away from the game. There's only be like 1 or 2 games where I haven't walked away completely from it. One of those is EVE Online, but yeah, this game I can't see it being anything like that because firstly, I'm playing solo in that game in EVE Online. I play with a massive group of players who, you know, there's a lot of genuine good friends in there as well as my own dad that's in it as well. So there's a load of reasons as to like why that game is a special game, and every other game is kind of like I'll play for maybe a year or less than that, and you know at some point I will walk away from that game. So this game, yeah, this game might keep me for a while until I start getting rally bored. I hope that they can keep building on it, and they are planning to do so, but we'll see how things go. And it may be one of those games that I get to a certain point and then decide to kind of sell everything down and liquidate it, and then come back to the game maybe like in a year or two and see how things are at that point. It might be one of those games rather than like sticking it out and waiting for those things. I park the game and then come back to it at a later point to see how things have improved, and you know, give it another go, or you know, give it a go from a new point. So let's just see. Let's get rid of those things because I don't even know why they give us things like. I wouldn't really expect to have got like a suspender belt from that place we went to, but we did. Oh, there is one thing I need to do. We've got one day. I have built some more energy cells. I don't want to build too many because it's then having to haul them back, and the components are lighter split apart than they are when I put them into the barrels. So because the barrels are also limited by 100 stacks, it makes it much more awkward trying to get it out of here. 3 days takes me up to Monday. Yeah, so we'll probably take the base down Monday. So I think we now have so Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, we have enough to probably take us to when we take the base down, which will be on Monday evening. See if we can get some metal this time. And that means we'll need to go out to the PvP area. We'll see how lively it is out there. We've got the spice, the free spice as I call it, because it's trouble free. There's a wormy. You can see it burrowing through the ground. There is one place, just as you go into the PvP area, where there is some of the titanium that I'm after. Now, titanium is probably the hardest thing to get out in the deep desert, other than spice melange, which is obviously fiercely fought over. Mainly on the bigger nodes. The smaller nodes, I'd say less so. That zone I like to be in. The zone of high fuel usage area, because it means that people aren't just going to try and fly up to where I am in height, because I'll just burn through their fuel. Now heading in, well, we're in E, so also in an area at the moment where there isn't much in resource wise, like flying in between like areas where there's like pretty much zero resource. But when we get out to about here, we should start to see some. I think we're in 8. Actually 8's the one next to us, so we need to head over this way a little bit. It's not. Actually, no, that. This should be where we need to go. Keep reading a lot of people going on about how much griefing's going on out of it at the moment, but I've just been extremely lucky, which is very likely, or possible. Or realistically, the griefing's just, you know, PvEers just who don't like to PvP at all, just moaning about the odd encounter. We could quick scout around. Last week there was a really good node around here, but this week that node doesn't exist. Oh, and there's a base there as well. There wasn't any bases around here last time. Shows players moving around a bit. This particular music always reminds me of Star Wars every time I hear it. It's not. Copyright free music, this. Or anyone tries to report me to Disney. Or Disney bots listening. Nodes on here. Ooh, plenty of nodes. But these won't be the nodes we're after. At least from what I understand. This would be the spaghetti stuff, which we have already loads of, but it doesn't hard to get some more. As long as we're lucky and okay from a being attacked perspective. Watch there. A few players going on about make sure you always look above you. People tend to dive bomb you. Also, I'd love to know your thoughts as well on how engaging do you think streaming is for Dune? Like, do you like the content of this? What would you like to see more of? Obviously, at some stage, I do want to start doing some of the PvP side and seeing whether a solo can engage in PvP without being feet griefed to death. I suspect obviously it's going to be pretty hard, especially where you get groups. However, I believe it will be still possible to have some sort of PvP fun as a solo, but it's exploring about where the boundaries are on that, and just how much harder obviously it'll be. It's obviously a lot easier if you're in a group, but there must be still some element of which you can still do quite a bit of it as a solo. I'd be shocked if you can't do much or none. And I know you can do more than none because I've seen people do it, so the efficiency's poor. Not much I can do about that unless I get a Mark 6 kind of cutter array. And to be fair, I don't have to spare metal to waste on getting a better cutter array. I wouldn't say it's a waste, but it's a waste when I know there's better cutting arrays than the one you can put the Mark 6. Like the Mark 6, yeah, it's better than this, but you're actually better waiting until you get the blueprint to make the special Mark 6. I'm not sure it says Mark 6, but it's it uses the same materials as the Mark 6, so you can pretty much say that it's like the Mark 6. almost. Like such weird shapes that you have to do for some of these. This is what I was on about before about the craft ships. Like that's just straight lines. You have to cut this out on those ships. You're bound to add them. Here's what else. So village stadium here. I'm quite surprised there isn't any titanium. What's that one over there and see if there's any over there. According to my map, there should be like some deposit, but the thing is probably other people are also keeping an eye on this, and they probably know where the node is, and they're probably coming here every so often to take the titanium node. Because obviously, as you can tell, this is a big Stratium node. The thing is, the Stratium is so easy to get a hold of, and you get a lot from just like a small amount, where the titanium you can mine a lot of it and you still don't end up with that much of it. And the nodes are so much more sparse than the Stratium as well, so it's just like a never-ending battle with the Strat over the titanium. The titanium's just is almost as bad, but not quite as bad as the melange. As unaware might look left, but got to do a little bit more hovering around before we'll need to start going up to fuel up and drop off what we've got so far. Like, we could sell this on the market, and I have seen it being sold on the market. Not a huge amount of Stratum. Like, no one sells the titanium because, yeah. Or at least I've never seen it. Apart from actually when the game was first out. When the game was first out and the game was really still a lot of people in it. There was some on the player market. However, recently I've not seen any on the player market for quite some time now, so. I want to find the node. Only been around here that I did it last time. Must have been a bit further over this way. Or just check to see where the boundary was. Oh yeah, there it is. Hulu style. Best way of finding it? Hit into it. One of these rocky outcrops does have a small titanium node, and it's one of the larger ones. It's not the one on the left there. I think it's that one ahead, but I'm pretty sure that was the one that we've just come away from that had a base on it, which didn't have a base on it earlier. So The one that I seen when I landed that last time did not have a base on it. As you can tell, I'm heading back, see if we can drop off what we've got, what we put into production, maybe. But you can't really do much with Stratton by itself. You need titanium. It's like many of the components. It's like the delirium. It requires obviously the aluminium, and then you need to go out and get the jasmine crystal. Well, with making titanium, you need the titanium, but you also need strattium. Now, strattium is like the easy part to get. The titanium is the hard part. I wonder if this is the node, because this is still in the PvP area, and it was just on the border of the PvP area that I found a place that had a node. It's like a small node, but a node. Kind of like, well, it's not there because that's a research station, which I've never found a research station, so that's my first research station that I found that's actually in the PvP zone, because all the other ones I'm aware of are in the PvE areas. The thing is, like, all these rocks look exactly the same, so unless you mark them, and the thing is you can only mark one rock, so it's not as if I could mark where everything actually is properly on my own map. Try those rocks over there. I'll be far off now, the PvE area. Be in a PvE area now. The reason I say that is like there's loads of bases on that, and most people won't build their base out in the actual PvP area. They'll put it on the border. The only reason why I don't build my base out here, even though like everyone says you should build your base out right on the border, because it's easier and it means you can get, you're just like a stone throw away, say, from where the resources are. It's purely for getting all the stuff back out of here. Like when you're having to fly all of your gear several trips back out here, even though it's a PvE area, you can still get griefed coming over this sound, especially in a, like an assault carrier. until they bring out the changes, which they are bringing out some changes that will stop the griefing, which at the moment you can get another ornithopter and literally almost force it down on this ornithopter. It's a lot harder to do for scout ships, but with the slower ones like the carrier and the assault carrier, you can get several players and they can actually force, using their smaller scout like ornithopters, force that like larger ornithopter down onto the sand, and essentially they're trying to get the worm to eat you, thus griefing you, because obviously while they can't attack you, a worm can, so effectively they push you to the ground so that a worm can come and eat you, and then obviously lose all the stuff that you have on you. So that's kind of like the main reason why I don't really want to build a base beyond the wall. It's just not because this area isn't safe from other players to a certain degree. It's more until I sort out the ganking issues from basically exploits in the game. I just can't really see the point, and it's also just it's more effort. Like it's effort bringing it out to where we bring it to, and that's like right on the border of the entrance and exit. I don't think I really want to like have to haul things even further out just for what is like everyone says closer to the big resources. I'd rather just fly out to them whenever I need to do that type of stuff. Like I don't want to live out there, so and if I do, look, I'll build a base out there, a PvP base, out in the PvP area. Like I've got no problem with that. You can build as many bases out you want in Haggard out here, and it doesn't. You're not taxed. You're only taxed in Haggard Basin. So you can build as many bases as well. I think we are limited to actually how many bases you can, or sub-piece you can put in, or the advanced sub-piece even. But even then, you can have more than one base out here, and unless you reach your limit of how many bases you've got, which I think might be 5, but I'm not too sure. Obviously I've not tried it myself, and I'm trying to think what people have mentioned. It's either 3 or 5, I think. So as you can see, my runs seem to be pretty uneventful. I don't think we've even seen another player, never mind have grief from them. Yeah, others say it's a real problem. I'm sure it is, just not ours so far. I just seen something. Oh, there he is. I was thinking, I just seen something in the backpack. Where's it gone? So in my last run, we did get some titanium, but yeah, so you need titanium and effectively this stuff. So this is when you actually process the stratium mass, it is made into stratium fiber, and it's a stratium fiber mixed with the raw part of titanium that allows you to make titanium ingots. But it takes a lot of the ore to make those ingots. So these ingots here, 217. So I managed to make 15 before when I went out, and I managed to find 2 nodes that I could farm, which in an area where it's light, I think is just about as good as you get. Like even the big areas, the titanium, when the rich areas aren't rich, not like the stradium stuff where you just see loads and loads and loads everywhere. When you come to titanium one, you'll see load of other things. You will see like more concentrated. In other words, you'll see like maybe 6 or 7 if you're lucky, slightly more than that. But that is literally as many as you see in the big node areas, and you don't, like I said, you don't get that much from them. So yeah, I've over the last couple of weeks I've been lucky that the big areas have been over this side. However, this week they aren't over this side; they're on the other side, which means that, well, effectively we know the other side's a lot more populated, and that's probably where the ganking's happening. And I'm aware from what people have been saying on the server that there is literally groups literally guarding the actual titanium island, as they call it. the place where the biggest concentration is. So look at this, you can make 100, 151 of these really easy. But the part that we need, the hard part, yeah, that's the part that's, as you've seen, we've gone out twice, I'd say once properly for the metal, but we've not seen even one node. And the nodes spawn every 40 minutes, I think. So it should have been respawned from when I was out there last, although, like I said, I can't figure out exactly where it is. It's in E. It's the far... Oh, we'll try and go out there again. While we go out there, we'll see if we can see the spice on the way back. Try and hit two areas where it might be. So the map, on the map, we're in E8, and this stuff should be in, well, not E8, we're in B, so we're just about in B. This is A, this is B, we're just in B, B8. Where we want to go to is E9. So that's A, B, C, D, E is here, and then 9. So this is where we should be able to get some titanium. I think it's this one here. I'm pretty sure that's where we were though. Oh, yeah, I really do feel that is where we were, and why there wasn't a base on there before there is now, which means activity. I suppose it could be there, we might have seen them. There's no resources around here though, and there weren't, to be fair. Spice field. Okay, that's our spice field. Actually, yeah, we should, because I've actually mined this stuff before, I should be able to see on the map. I hadn't thought of that. It's just that I see all these nodes, and you don't tend to. Sector. Gallium mass is in quite a big concentration here. That is in London. According to this, is there just one thing past there? Oh, there is. Oh, right, so we were that far out. Oh, right. Didn't realise. We were well further out than I was expecting, actually. So in here, there is a large spice field. There's a medium one in here somewhere. This must be the large starting field. This is in the D7, is it? Alright. No, it's not. Planet Stone. Assault. Aluminium ore. Fuel cell. Sardine glass. Here's the titanium. This is where I went to last time. It's just outside, just beyond E. But we'll have a go out there again and see whether we can get some more. Like I said, it's the smallest node ever, but it's a node. Well, there's 2 nodes right next to each other, so it's kind of good to go to. But there is only 2 nodes. Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. I just need to go AFK for. I won't be 15 minutes, but I will be back very shortly. But I was just reading some of the chat. That wasn't the reason why I went AFK. I just Oh yeah, and so a load of the solos on this server are banding together. By the sounds of it, they're attacking the base. I'm half tempted to go out there, but then one of them is already complaining about friendly fire, so there could quite easily be an infiltrator within that. So I don't know whether it's good to go out there or not. So I'm probably not going to. One thing I do need is fuel. Actually, I think I've some fuel cells up there. Just going to make some, and then I've actually thought I do actually have some. I think I've got some in here. Fuel cells. Oh, I thought I had some. Maybe I don't. Unless it's in the other one. Oh yeah, I've got some. That refueled 14%, 81%. Couldn't have been much left in them. Like, I know they're small, but I thought one was full. I thought both of them were full actually. One must have been near empty, and the other one was full. Should only take about like 1.5. Got enough to go back out. Go to that marker. We'll go out to the titanium, see whether that node is respawned. No one's picked it up yet, obviously. I'm also considering my PvP build at the moment as well, about how I want to play it properly. Do I want to be range? Do I want to go like close melee? Like, I do think I want a hybrid build that kind of uses range, but also how I have it now with the PvE side of things. Like, I like being able to switch between the melee and the long range. I did have a look at just how to use a disruptor better, but I just don't feel it's how I like to play the game. So with the disruptor, you kind of need to hit a shot on the person to shut the shield, and then directly after swap to your sniper rifle and then hit them with a volley of your sniper rifle. The problem with that is like, even the Dune watcher, which I watched someone using it, even with someone's a shield down with a player, it's not going to take them down. So it's not like a one shot. It'll take obviously a good portion of their health, but it's not one shot. Depending on their armor as well, depends on like how well that's going to be. I do have some blueprints as well that I do want to put into production, so that that will be PvP gear. I am probably going to stay towards the still suit just for survivability of like the water, because I am terrible when it comes to water. And unless I find I am myself being too easily taken down, I don't want to be restricted by like the penalties that you'll get from having the heavy armor. I do want to get a heavy armor set, but that's for the PvE side of things, not the PvP side of things. And for that one, I'm going to get like the light MK6 gear, probably the chrome set of scout gear. main island is where our stuff is. Stuff I want. Hopefully we're around here last time. I was obviously doing it out of peak hours as well, so kind of like less risky. We are now entering more risky at times. Players could be coming around here, but we'll have another scout round just to make sure there isn't any more nodes. I'm pretty sure they are the only two nodes here. That I could see last time at least. But they are. Like I said, even when you're in the other areas where they're supposed to be plentiful, I wouldn't exactly say they're plentiful. Like, yes, there's more, but not much more. Not like a huge amount more. That's spice node. Let's see if that's respawned. We'll get some more spice. Like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. The only thing with survival games is it is just like a constant grind. Literally, the game is a grind. As if you don't grind enough in life. Play then a game of escapism to grind. Must be off my head. But I do like the creative side. That's the part I like. Like this part, no. Building stuff, yep. PvP, yep. But this part, no. I've never been fond of the grind in any game. I normally pay to avoid it. This must be it. This must be the hill where it's on. Doesn't look like it's respawned yet, so. Take back what we've got, I think, and go out and do another one, I guess. Seems exciting as that. Or we can try and find out where all these guys are, the solos that gang together. Not feeling they're the other side of the map though. If they are, I don't fancy really doing that. You see that jumping? If you notice in the top kind of middly right, you'll notice like a ping thing that'll come up. Sometimes it'll be red and then turn green. Sometimes it'll just be green. That's just changing servers. So each kind of square grid has its own server. That it's hosted on. So it's kind of like knitted together with a load of like clustered servers. And this is what they own about like seamless loading. So there isn't actually a load, but you're being passed from one server to another when that actually happens. Not sure how long it takes for spice to respawn. I did see someone saying that the large ones take 12 hours between spawns, which is a long time. I'm hoping the small ones aren't that long, but probably why you rarely see them. Measly, how many? 70 something I think we got. I've got 100 now, so that should make a round number. I would hope. 16. That's how many we could make that. Actually, it was either 15 or 16 we could make last time, so it's consistent. Oh, 15 or 16 we didn't have before. This game encourages like so much like more PvE it encourages than PvP. Yet the PvP mechanics I've seen are quite encouraging, but it's like 90% of this game is made to get you is to literally play by yourself, and there's only like 10% which is the end game where it's all out, almost PvP, but it's still not all out, and there's still a big proportion of PvE. So you can almost see as to why players are seem to be getting a bit frustrated. $200, so it should take us up to about 232 maybe. I think we had 200 straight before we started today. Or not. That's it. Not going up anymore. Oh, it is, just slowly. Maybe it does take longer than I thought. I didn't think it was that long for the cycles. One of the reasons why I'm also thinking about building the larger
like metal refining first is because there is better efficiency, of course, because there always is with that one. So it means that I might be able to get the metal better, but we're still quite a bit off for that. What do we need? Oh, actually, we've got enough metal now. Oh, it's spice melange, isn't it? Yeah, might be able to go and buy some. Should we go and see how our sales are doing in Haga Basin? Not Haga Basin. To be fair, sales seem really slow at the moment, and I've got such a strong feeling that's because everyone's holding off right now until they know what's going on with this patch. Although you can go and play on the test servers actually. I'm not sure how it works with regards to starting again and stuff, but you can go and play on a test server where obviously the latest patch that are due to bring out sometime in August. I don't know when it is. Could be the next Chrono, well, the next wipe they do on Tuesday. All I'm aware right now is that, yeah, there's a patch coming out in August and it's going to have a significant impact on how things are done. So before that happens, I do need to make sure I fill up on all the power sand so that we have plenty of reserves in that. We'll never have to worry anytime soon about power sand. It's silicon. And then everything else, well, I'm just hoping it doesn't kill the player market, if I'm honest. Because normally player markets are quite sensitive to some of these big changes, so. Oh. It's not even a ship, it's a star. I did get some more, I think I did actually buy some more sets earlier as well. Some of the chromium sets for furniture and stuff. Just because there's actually some lights I've seen on some of people's bases, and I assumed it was part of the Atreides stuff, but I've got everything you can get for the Atreides apart from like the armor stuff because I don't want any of the armor. But yeah, all the building stuff and all the like furniture that I have, yeah, I still don't have these lights that I've seen. So I've gone and bought like some chromium stuff, and I'm hoping it's like maybe in their packs. But they don't have a building pack to buy, at least that I could find. But you can buy for some furniture, so it might be like part of that. Oh, we have sold some. Oh, we sold all this. Oh, that's nice. So that gave us just done. Well, that gave us 900,000 Solari, I think that was in total that sale. So that's good. That's a trusty salvo, that selling that at that cost. That's cool. That means I know people are still buying that. I can't get huge amounts of that, but I can get enough of that that's almost but it's the same, depending on how much you get on the run, but it's the same amount as what you get for the coolers. So even if the coolers do dry up and you can't sell these, like as you can see now, I literally dominated the market, and I did buy someone else's that was actually cheaper than mine, just to stop them trying to undercut them and keep the price of them up, because I don't want the price to go too low. So because they went down to 1,500, and that's even lower than I used to sell it for. So they didn't have a huge amount, so I just bought what they had, took it off the market, and obviously resold it at the higher price. But to be fair, most of this is ours anyway. I only had about 100, so that was this other person selling it at 150,000 Solari, or 1,500 Solari per unit. So we're kind of like doubling it anyway.
Actually, it was actually less than that. I think they were selling actually for about 1,000 Solari. Yeah, it was like low, and I was just like, you're selling it too cheap. So I bought it, and because it was so low, it barely dented how much it cost. I know, like when I resell it, I was pretty much buying it to triple my investment. I've looked to see if anyone has put any on the market, although last time I checked, no one had. No, so it's just my 2 items. And you see that's 1,600 with that as well, which is 100, so that pretty much will take us up to about just short of 3. Actually, we're well more than 3. We're on about 3.5. 3.5 million Solari. Not bad. Not bad at all. Might go off and do some more PvE runs. Paid my tax as well. My tax is now 10,000 Solari. Like, there was a period of time I was thinking, I don't think I can afford 10,000 Solari, because like I'm not going to be running those missions for forever, and well, even the bigger missions you only used to get about 15,000 Solari, so I was starting to wonder how I was going to make the money.
You're
but
back.
Nowadays, like, yeah, I'm not worried about 10,000 Solari. It's like, it's not even anywhere near our stuff. But I paid that the other day anyway. And it's 2 weeks like taxes, so I won't have to pay anything for another 2 weeks. One thing we could do before we end the stream is we could go off and do one of the timelines I haven't quite finished off yet, because while I have done most of the skill trees to the very end now, there is still the mercenary one that I haven't done. This one. Yeah, I've already actually completed this, so like while I may not have actually finished the very final thing, I've got the final skill of this one, so I think there's like some after task there, which there isn't usually. Like, it normally won't give you the final skill until you do that final task, but Benedrit one, yeah. Actually, no, that's the Mentep one, isn't it? Or the Mentep one I haven't actually completed, I think.
Oh, we can maybe go and do those too. Something different. Rather than watch me grind, you can see some PvE. Bit more exciting. Marginally, but better. Just check the gun before we come in. Beautiful station. Probably best going up and around the top to get to luck. Coming in, like this is where we'd normally come into our base, but principal station will be probably best to come in from this top area here to save us some time. Time is money, even in the game. Built their trophies. Like I don't know whether to leave my ornithopter there. Looks like it's I noticed to say that's like the same force for there's a force for that. It's like it doesn't look good at talking. Well, except most people's bases really. Biggest concentration of bases I've seen for a while. It used to be like this around where I used like but it hasn't been for ages. Never used to be that many bases around here. The station's just down there. We'll go there first. Who are you supposed to speak to?
Still hanging around, are you?
Yes, I am.
You have returned, Offwelder.
I am.
Welcome back. That is forbidden knowledge. We warned you against inquiry into the provenance of our goods. Very well. We shall nudge you towards that which you seek, but only to prove a dictum from old Terra. Be careful what you wish for. Others before you have sought the same restricted knowledge, and they have all come to a ruinous end in one way or another. We cannot divulge our secrets, but you are welcome to theirs. If any survived the crash, that is.
Crash?
As we have said, no good will come of your investigation. Others have sought our secrets, and others have died. The shipwreck you seek is called the Delphis. We believe it came down in the blighted land known as the Sheol. I am afraid I shall not see you again in any event. Farewell.
Well, but we've been there plenty of times before. So I think you will. That's that one done anyway. So principal station. So that one means we should be able to now go back to the issuer. Oh, we actually have to go to the wreck of the Delphis. Okay. Well, I need to go and get radiation suit for that. Which I don't obviously have on me right now. Let's look at the base. This one we can do though. So this is the slaver base. Which slaver base is that? This one. Enter the slaver base. Okay, it's this one. I don't know. The tormented soul. Higher now. Are we higher now? We're faster. We're going faster. The thing is, like when you're flying this low with like all these things around, it's sometimes tricky that you don't have enough speed. Maintain like the forward momentum, and then obviously when you don't have that, and you're trying to dodge in between all the things. Around here should be like piss easy because well, this is like a medium area at best.
You fetch a fine price.
One shot, one kill. You'll need to keep an eye out for IVs, they'll still hurt.
There's someone here.
That's an IV. As long as you shoot them before they put the shield up. Not too hard. I mean, like down. Is this like an entrance? I've got a feeling it's like supposed to go into the mountain or something. It's like a testing station. Where were we? We're looking like the wrong way. Is it back this way? This way? That would really suggest it's this way. Yeah, it's that. It could be up. If it's up, we need to get you on back out. Could be actually over there. Oh, that bug. I've seen it happen a few times. Done like, just does something weird. It is knocking here. Now one. people. Thingy tower. That was like really close. Really close, but I can't see them. Oh, that's a snipe. Oh, there they are. Yeah. Oh. Well, I do actually have anti-poison, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue for me. Find me. Like, somewhere to grapple off. My suspender belt just died as well. Awesome. Just for one. Just to go. The only way is up. Baby. Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah. See the rock, see the ropes. The ropes are the giveaway. It's like, the ropes are like signpost. This is the way. Been so what feels like ages since I've been here. Totally forget about signposting. On the top. Oh, there it is. That looks more like the. It's probably all the noises come from as well.
me. Telling you all. I'm closer, it's greater. The closer you come, the easier it is for me to kill. Yep. Like, trigger happy finger. You could just go down there, like, they're really not really hit that hard, but hit that hard, should I say. Not in comparison to what we used to. I still like to clear it a little bit before we walk into the lion's den, as they say. There you go. Fancy you, Gil. Oh, we don't have a suspendable either. I was just about to jump down and just felt like I was glad I didn't do that. Fortunately, we're going to need to climb down. Unless I picked one up along the way, which we haven't. I don't. In fact, we have something that's going to get down very easy. Locate the intel. Well, I know the intel will be. It'll be on that top floor. If we had a suspender belt, we could just like zoom over there. Where we start seeing knifeys run at us. It's now we're on the ground, they can attack us. But also those Gatling gun people will start running at us soon. Try and get through it as fast as we can. like doing what should be done like as you're kind of leveling up. After you're pretty much like, we're not max level, but we're also nowhere near the level that this area is at. So it's almost like walking through whatever they throw you here. I'd have expected a pentashield somewhere. Like, okay, I'm used to the high levels where they put pentashields everywhere, but okay then. Complex machinery parts, I need them for the big spice refinery. Yeah, I thought the intel would have been up here actually. Or is this that bit? Oh, that's the intel, is it? Oh. God, they all spawned, didn't they? Pretty fast. From nowhere. I wouldn't have been very happy if that... we need to get quite close to each other, and then we'll...
Shield off!
You want to cheat, hey? Luckily, and way beyond your capabilities. We've got the transmitters. Okay, that explains why they spawned, because they're the offices that you need to get the transmitters from. Okay. So now we've got them. I think that everything. Maybe hand it in now, or do we have to go back? We have to go back. Yeah, we need to go back to the Atreides homeworld. I'm wondering whether we do that and then we might be able to kill two things with one stone. Oh, we just need to get back out of here. Not running into too much problems. Looks like there's a lot of shit down there. I want to go down that way. Good. Go away where there's less people. People down there as well. Somewhere. I'm about to put my horn copter up here. Come on. Be nice. Let me place it. There's plenty of space here. Bet you let me do it, hang it off the edge of the cliff, wouldn't you? Usually does. Places that shouldn't let you put it, it does, and the places where you should be able to put one out, you can't. Who's firing at me? over there. I came here for the radiation suit, didn't I? Anything too heavy, so I'll leave all of what we got with us. Because we'll take it back out to the deep desert. Just thought I didn't put the suit on. I think you can change it right here. Oh, you can. That's cool. Never done that before. Not sure whether that's even possible, but it is. I need to go out to that shipwreck. Well, you know, it wouldn't let me place a marker then, annoyingly. Just going to keep it there. Finally. Height so that we can get in there fast. I don't ever use the iodine pills, although obviously you can do, and it gives you more time in there, but I just find it's quite a heavy resource to use, so I've kept the ones that I've got for free for missions for basically a point where I rarely need them, rather than just kind of you know, to give you more time sort of need them. I think we want to go in probably at the front. This is a PvP area, because that's what these all are. Put that up, in case we die. This could be a situation where we should probably take the iodine pills, but you know me, I'll try the hard way first. Radiation level is level 2, so it's not the highest. 3 is the highest, but there looks like a way through. That's probably where we need to go. At some point. Find where the planet shield thing is. Not usually too far away from source. There you go. Oh, it's still fucking red. Wow. So what have we got planet shield for? Another area. Okay, we're gonna go and reset our radiation level. Nearest out. It's probably got smack in the middle. We got that way. At least we know there's a way in there. I think this is one of those occasions where you do probably want the iodine pill. We'll see whether we can do it without it through resetting it. But if it becomes like we just need to be there longer, then we'll go and get one. Okay, radiation hour street, stop resetting. came out last time. There's a door. Oh god, jump up there, can we? Caution act because we didn't repair our content. Our thing. Green band this time. Hopefully our other band still works as well. This one probably gets us past the other first penitent shield, then there might be another penitent shield, which we should hopefully have as long as it hasn't run out of time, or it might reset as well sometimes when you come out of an area. Remember where the freaking thing is. That's not where we want to go. There we go, it's green. It's green. We haven't got what I thought I might get, and that's whatever we needed to get. Get out of here. We're now halfway. It's usually the sign to scatter out of it. Start making your way out. If you remember how to get out. Nope. Just keep running until you find an exit. We found the record. Why is that still not reset? We've been in there for like no reason or what? On the edge. Actually, no. Yeah. Just realised that the radiation hasn't fully reset yet. Maybe you have to go to that exact part where it is. Annoyingly.
I think if I've ever had as much slag as I've got right now.
Like, this isn't part of where we're gonna go. Like, obviously I haven't triggered something. Press enter. A little indicator. Like, it's indicating here. See what you're supposed to do. Unless it's above, it could be above us. One meter, but it says right here. We start to just like find something in the local vicinity, maybe. In this room might be something. Things reset. If it's in there, I'm going to be really annoyed. It's We've already been in there. I'm already halfway through the thing, so we're gonna have to make our way back out and come back again. Spent so much time basically running around trying to find a marker, follow a marker. Like that's the closest non-radiation area. Seemed a bit closer than where we were the first time. That's radiation zone. You don't need to go that past it. I thought it was a bit further away. Now we can go back in. Now it's reset. Why did you not register the first time? Light on should be light on. Oh, that could be the information. Yes. I'm glad. We didn't find... That must be what the other one was for. We haven't been up there. Find. The thing is, like, trying to find these things, then re-find where that is again. Oh, I think the band was down here, wasn't it? We've got plenty of time. Aim that way. Actually, no, that's a different one. Where's the other one? Where was the other one? Not working out where it is. It's like somewhere back and around. Like that comes out here, and that will drive through there. Then go a different way. I'll have to carry on going through that. Out. Where is it? What am I missing? Which direction am I missing? Well, that was it. There it is. There's the exit. We're now halfway. Is your main chest room? There's nothing else in here. Let's get going. And we're halfway through. Oh, there's a. Oh, if I knew that. It didn't. I don't know if like Zolan's in the same place as we need to go for the other one, but it will. My worm radar is going crazy. See it. And he aggroed around us, even though we're in the air. Yeah, we do. Yeah, it is in the same place. I'm glad we did that then. Because that saves me having to go back to that whole. I'm a Harkonnen, so having to go to the Atreides homeworld is the last place I want to be. Go drop off the radiation suit. There's no need to take it out of here because, as far as I'm aware, you don't need it at all in the deep desert. Could be wrong. There are crash sites out there, but I don't think any of them are radiated. I wasn't thinking about it. I suppose they are. There's a chance they are, but yeah, I'm not very unlikely to go in them. They are the places where people are getting ganked. Oh, we still got our. And that looks like it needs repairing. Look, it didn't break while we were out there. That's what we've picked up while we were in the chest room. The loot room, as I like to refer to it as. We'll take the slag out with us, mainly because you can use it to make the MP5 and MP6 battery pack, so we do need to get a new battery pack, as well as repair our suspending belt. We will do this, hand it in, and then we'll call that the end of the stream, as we are 1:30, and normally we finish at 10 on a Friday. So you got a little bit extra out of me. I know I started the stream a little bit late. I mean, we obviously had a bit of an AFK, but the AFK wasn't that long, and no, we didn't start that long either, so you got way more out of me. Hope you've enjoyed the content though. If you do enjoy this content, please do consider subscribing. It does help me understand people that are enjoying it, and obviously if you do actually have any ideas or anything you want me to explore, please do. If you want me to play more of another game, then suggest the game. GTA 5 is also a game that's on the cards, and EVE Online. EVE Online, no, I don't tend to play that much, purely because it's hard playing that game without giving away intel, because generally our enemies are generally trying to spot any intel they can, and normally putting up a live stream gives them intel, so unless it's a big battle, it's generally quite hard to do that without giving away intel. That just makes it easier for us to be ganked and give away what we're trying to do, so it's not always very optimistic to be able to stream EVE, but whenever a big battle comes along, I will try and stream it. Let's go. The
marker there. I'm pretty sure there's someone in there, yeah. So we'll go see this person first. I think this is the one that allows us to finish off the Mentat training.
I calculated you returning a half hour ago.
Oh, it'd have been longer than that, really.
You're
but-
back. Have you discovered anything regarding the twisting techniques of the Benetlilax? That may be of use.
All you've got to say.
There may be answers here, but what do I do with them? Where do I go from here? How do I proceed? You think so? I must look to the future. Yes. Yes! Yes? Thufir will know his mistake. He will admit it. I will make my plans at once. Perhaps you will take part in those plans. I have work to do. But first, I owe you one last session of training. A Mentat must cast off old agonies as a snake casts off its skin, only to grow a new set and accept all of their limitations. Let us begin. Who are you? No. Apologies. I was merely exclaiming shock at your miraculous manifestation of knowledge. I was not inviting personable conversation.
Oh, that's not done anyway. Mentat training completed. That's that fully done now. Now this is the other one. This is a military training line. This one we've barely done. So this is the first advanced training. We obviously did the very basic one. Oh, must be above. Christ sakes. Up there. Okay, where's the stairs? Nearest stairs.
You're back. Well, what do you think it is?
Spicy.
Oh, look who the Mentat school missed out on. Yes, it's shit with spice in it. A lot of spice. Imperial citizens consume it as fast as they can get it. Then some poor bastard calculated that the Imperium was flushing a decillion or so Solari's worth of melange down the commode every hour. So, a clandestine recycling market was formed. Well, you can't consume raw shit, can you? The fecal matter's gotta be dehydrated and processed somehow. Then a special machine separates the spice from the waste. It's pretty much the same thing the Miners Guild does. Again, I don't know how it works, but I'm told it's hygienic. No way. Spice ain't my thing. Inner journeys and trips into the subconscious are the last thing I need. Nope. I'm headed in the opposite direction. I want to get as far away from this broken down body as I can. And that's a ticket only Samuda can punch. I've been looking for you, Boot. Where the hell have you been? I wasn't sure you were coming back. Did you get the damn transmitters? Let me see. Oh, this is very good work, Boot. Very, very good. Allow me some alone time with my prize, and I will reward you with training.
Okay, you've had your time. Let's
You're
get
back.
going. Trooper, reporting for training.
You're not a trooper yet, Boot. And you owe me some technology that bloody works. Nothing you recovered worked. Every slave transmitter is key to a specific model of implant, and none of the transmitters you found were key to anything useful. I got mad and smashed them all. Then it isn't a total loss, Boot. I'll train you, but you'll have to find more transmitters. I'm working on it. Come back later, and we'll see what my source digs up.
Did we get the training? We didn't. Why did you not give me the freaking training? You said you were going to be traded.
You're back.
Oh, yeah. I need to do...
All right, Boot. You ready for another mission? I need more transmitters. No. Something's wrong. I left my usual signal at the dead drop we use, but it hasn't been checked. No. If I tell you something's wrong, Boot, something's wrong. My guy's a professional, unlike you.
Cheeky little... Considering you're
Nothing
old
that
enough.
can't be fixed with the right bloody transmitter. My head is pounding. Well, look who started paying attention. Gold star, Boot. Gold star. Yes, I have an implant, but my body is slowly rejecting it. The process is excruciating, but can be managed somewhat with a remote transmitter. No, the remote has to be keyed to the same frequency as the implant. Finding the exact match would be like finding a needle in a needle stack. Fortunately, there are master transmitters in the wild. A master transmitter can interface with any servo stim implant, regardless of frequency. I have a guy with the smugglers called Tuco. Been tracking servo stim transmitters for me, till he went dark. That's exactly what you're going to find out, Boot. The coordinates are in the contract. If Tuco isn't there, you're going to have to find Anushka Hanavar at her bar. She takes orders for the local black market. If anyone knows where Tuco is holed up, it's her. Order a Kirana brandy with a Sidrit twist, and she'll know you're cool. As always, the details are in the contract, Boot. You're back. Did you find Tuco? Of course not. He's a degenerate liar and a thief. But I didn't ask you to fall in love with him. I asked you to find him. Did you?
What I want is my freaking training is what I want. Please add me out of training. hate the missions that do that. You don't get anything out of it. Money. The main thing you want, just training. All done. This one. I think it's a Harker village. Let's give me some fucking training after this. I would not be happy. Oh, yeah, I said I'd stop the stream after you had the win, but I haven't had the training, so we'll go to Harko, see whether we get that mission finished easy. Come back here and maybe if I get the training, we'll cut it. Harko village. Home sweet home. Away from home.